I guess. Hi, welcome everybody. This is a meeting of the Sleepy Hollow Local Development Corp. Date is August 11th. We're going to kick it off with a public hearing that was posted. How should we proceed there, Justin? Lauren, are you going to read the?
I will open the public hearing.
Great.
By explaining the purpose, and that is pursuant to and in accordance with section 147F of the IRS code as amended. This public hearing is being held by the Sleepy Hollow Local Development Corporation, also known as the issuer, in connection with certain proposed project, as more fully described below, to be undertaken by the issuer for the benefit of FFAH CAA NY LLC or the company. This is notice of public hearing is posted on the website as required by the code. So the description of the project is that the company, which is the sole member of the Foundation for Affordable Housing, which is a California nonprofit, a 501c3 California nonprofit, and it has submitted an application to the issuer requesting that we, the LDC, issue in one or more series as part of a plan of finance, tax-exempt or taxable revenue bonds in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed 110 million, also known as bonds, for the purpose of financing a project. And that project consists of acquisition by the company of all or portions of a certain parcel of land located at 100 College Avenue, together with the existing 10-story affordable housing facility containing 164 apartment units, which are 49 one-bedroom units, 85 two-bedroom units, and 33 bedroom units, all of which are rent restricted at 60% AMI, as well as interior common areas, amenity spaces, office spaces, mechanical spaces, and exterior site. The second part of the project is the renovation, refurbishment, and upgrading of the existing improvements, which includes various renovation items such as kitchens, bathroom, flooring, exterior and exterior, which are listed in full detail in the notice, which is posted on the website. Also includes solar panels, energy efficient windows, and other plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. Exterior facade work, including bike racks, dog park, and fitness center. The acquisition and installation of machinery, equipment, fixtures, furniture, and other incidental, tangible personal property, all for the company's operation of the facility as an affordable housing facility with AMI rent restrictions and funding a debt service reserve fund, if any, paying capitalized interest and paying certain other costs. The company will be the beneficial owner and operator of the facility. If the issuance of the bond is approved, to the extent that they are tax exempt, it is intended that it will issued as qualified 501c3 bonds. The proceeds will be loaned by the issuer to the borrower pursuant to a loan or other similar agreement, requiring payments to be made, and the bonds will be special limited obligations of the issuer payable solely from a certain of the proceeds received pursuant to the agreement and certain other assets of the issuer pledged to the repayment of the bonds. The bonds shall not be a debt of the state of New York nor of the village of Sleepy Hollow, and neither the state of New York nor the village of Sleepy Hollow shall be liable thereon. The issuer is conducting this public hearing on the proposed issuance as required by the IRS code. Interested persons are invited to attend and will have an opportunity to make a statement. Written comments will be included in the record and within the minutes of the public hearing. Approval of the issuance of the tax-exempt bond is necessary under section 147F of the code in order for the interest on the bonds to be excluded from gross income for federal income taxes. Here, the public hearing is open.
Great, thank you, Lauren. Anybody from the public online, or don't see anyone in the room? Okay.
Opposed to, are we keeping this? How long are we keeping it open? Should we?
Justin?
You can leave it open for a few minutes and start your regular agenda if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay.
Why don't we'll close it at the end.
That was a
Yeah.
great abridged reading, by the way, Lauren. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Oh, she's pro.
It's a pro. Problem, you get really good at
Although-
something and you're the only
Then
one
you're
who
all
No,
on.
can
Yeah.
do it.
You didn't add.
I did not.
No.
I had to, there was too many words to sort out.
All right, let's move on to our minutes from July 28th. Anybody have any changes, comments, edits? Not, we'll make
Motion to approve the minutes from Monday, July 28th, 2025.
Seconded.
all those in favor say aye. 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 Okay, minutes are approved. Expenditures, got a few. That's no needs, set a large Sean's Lawns invoice, which was expected. That's for the bulk of the wall or portion of the wall.
That's about 50% of the wall extension, portion of the screening and relocating of the fill, and then just some other curbing and sidewalk for the past couple of weeks.
Okay.
What did Kern do?
That is really just the end of their design contract. So that whole contract has been fulfilled at this point. The next would be once we have a negotiated guaranteed maximum price for construction and we execute that contract, that would begin the actual build portion of the design build.
Okay.
In the fencing, that was that the quote we got? It's 37.5.
That was for materials. That's basically a deposit for him to order the materials. He'll come in towards the end of the month to start getting that installed.
Okay,
And then the balance will be paid upon completion for
there shouldn't be any changes to that.
the only change that I see would be the number going down. If
Down,
we,
right.
you know,
Okay.
tweak it to maybe reduce the total quantity installed.
Any other questions on expenditures? So can I get a motion to approve the 1,257,694.17?
Motion to approve the expenditure report of 8/11/25.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Expenditures. No resolutions. Justin, are we gonna need to vote on anything regarding College Arm?
Yes, we have a bond resolution in your agenda packet for adoption by the board, which essentially approves moving forward with the bond issuance when they're ready to close.
We have to close the public hearing first.
Yeah, I'd recommend closing the hearing and wrapping that up before the resolution is adopted. So
Okay, why don't we do your report, Dan, then we'll close the hearing and then we'll vote on the resolution. How's that?
All right, so we'll start with the east parcel. The contractor over the past couple of weeks has been very busy out there. They installed a little bit more curbing between Beekman and the wall extension. They installed about 60% of the lighting poles and fixtures. I believe they completed the wiring at the actual meter where the power will come into the site. Give or take about 40% maybe of the total material has been, starting to be screened and relocated to the a little bit more northern portion of the east parcel. And as of Friday, at least, there were 15 precast units that had been delivered. They got about 8 more this morning, and as of the end of the day today, I think they had already set about 9 of them. Unfortunately, one of the units was damaged, either while they were offloading it from the truck or handling it. So that's something that they'll have to perform a a repair on, that the manufacturer has a procedure that they have to follow. So hopefully that doesn't delay the completion by more than maybe a few days, if any at all. The contractor is going to be mainly focused on taking delivery, installing and backfilling the units for the precast wall over the next 3 to 4 weeks. Maybe it'll go a little bit quicker, as well as getting the balance of the fill material completely screened and relocated. And then they will go back to, as the wall gets towards the completed height, to finishing up the remaining lengths of drainage, water, lighting, to close out the project by the end of the summer into the fall.
Are you down there assuring that they're putting the fill in a good spot?
Yep, I mean, I go down once or twice a week. I've been meeting with Freddie. I mean, Freddie's been gone for on vacation for the past couple of weeks, but I coordinated that with Kevin Smith just to make sure that they're not exceeding, the limits of where we want it to be. Additionally, once they get some of the fencing in, they'll, the only room that they have to, as the fill is being relocated, they can come a little bit more south. They can't expand anymore to the east or to the west, because they'll be going into the swale or into the area that the DPW uses to access. They can't go north because the DPW has their existing green waste stockpile there. So I can send around a couple of pictures of what that is looking
I
like.
was down there. They were quite busy.
Oh yeah, they've been. I mean, you can see
you're down there, you can really see how much fill it actually is to move. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, and it equally looks like they've done a lot and not a lot at the same time. Because
Right.
all of the, leftover pieces of asphalt they have segregated into a pile, the pieces of concrete, the pieces of, wood scraps. So by the end of it, they'll be crushing down the stuff that can be reused to either utilize it or stockpile that separately. One, large pile of clean fill, and anything that can't be reused will be disposed of. So it's take a few more weeks to get there, but it'll look a lot tidier by the end of August, I imagine. The CFA grants were submitted successfully the end of July. So now we wait. Typically around November, December timeframe is when we would start to hear either, the applications were unsuccessful or any grant awards were received. The field work for the initial resurvey of the east parcel was wrapped up around the end of last week, 2 weeks ago. I did get a draft, but I sent it back with some revisions. There's a few things that they left out and have to tweak. So as soon as I get that revised draft back, I'll circulate that. And that's what's going to Woodard and Curran to start, closing the loops on any of their estimates for the guaranteed maximum price for that project. The follow-up phase, or the second phase of that survey, will be initiated once this roadway project is complete, sometime in the October-November timeframe. So that'll basically give us the full resurveyed, limits of the east parcel that include the fully completed roadway and all the other infrastructure. EFPR is working on wrapping up the LDC audit this week. As soon as that's done and the draft financial statements have been reviewed, we'll get that circulated and up for a presentation at one of the next meetings.
I owe them an answer on those questions they sent.
Okay.
Yeah, where did we leave that as far as I asked you and Justin as to how to answer a couple of those questions?
Yeah, we have vetted responses that we can send back to the auditors for that. I can recirculate that. And then lastly,
When will you have them come in?
assuming if we get the well, since our next meeting is not going to be until September 8th, ideally, if we have the draft reviewed and everything's ready, we can try and do it for that meeting. And if not, it would be the one immediately following that, so September. Lastly, I just got a request today from HHV, as in the past during the Halloween season. They're requesting use of the east parcel for overflow parking. It'll be 5 weekends, Friday through Monday, during the month of October for 3 separate events, 2 of them being evening events and 1 of them being an event that, I think a newer event that runs in the morning and afternoon on certain days. In the past, and as with this, HHV utilizes Pro Park to supervise parking, provide site lighting, any additional fencing that's needed for safety and operations. So they're looking for some kind of a commitment or response.
And that'll all be on non-working hours.
I believe so. I'd have to check. I think, Joan, did you forward it around?
There's one that's Monday, 10 a.m. to 4:30.
Friday one.
Yeah, now, given that this is October and the activity on our site should be significantly ramping down.
Would be, but if it's-
So, it's a fair point. They do have the ability to access the east parcel from their own auxiliary parking lot without having to come through whether it's finished or unfinished at that point portion of Continental Street. So that's certainly something I can discuss. As in the past, I've usually met with the representatives from HHV and Pro Park to just run through where they're going to put lighting, what portions of the lot they can even use, things like that to get more. I believe that parking is typically included in the cost of admission for their event.
Because would you have to show a ticket to park there? Because could anybody just park there?
They do have parking. I mean, that's Pro Park, so they're essentially like a parking attendant.
Ask you to see your ticket.
It's worked out in the past. Unless there's something that could interfere with what we're doing down there. I'm
That's what I was.
not opposed to continuing to
Can we
help
have it,
them out.
can we have it so that they allow locals to also park there if they show their ID with address or something? 'Cause it's really crazy time.
Yeah, I'm just
You can't
thinking
even
if
get
there's
in.
an influx of other things.
Yeah, there's
I don't think anybody local is gonna wanna park there, 'cause it's too far of a walk.
you can't even get in. Literally. So you
Yeah.
just wanna park somewhere.
Yeah,
I can't even get on the street.
really. Can't get out of our neighborhood.
But people-
I don't
I'm
even
not
try.
following-
Yeah.
Nobody's parking there now.
No,
This
just,
is just.
Yeah, just like for October or for their events.
just like in October, you literally cannot get through the village.
Right, but I think
I think
the
we
thing we're talking
But
about,
I think
one
that-
is parking
yeah.
during the events, which is one thing at Pro Park, the whole thing, but are you saying separately?
No,
during the
no,
month of
no, no,
October?
just like during, these are every weekend in October, jam packed full. Like, these are just 3 of the events that are happening.
Yeah. I mean, the issue you run into is that if these tickets are baking in costs for parking and then doing the parking for the ticketed
I mean,
audience folks, then.
It is interesting, though. I think this is the first year I don't know. No, they've done daytime before, but I don't,
Yeah.
the Friday and Monday, I think.
They did do, but I don't think to this extent, so I think this is certainly an expansion on what they've done in the past.
Could we say definitely Saturday, Sunday, but like wait till we get closer, till we can be sure about construction activity? Like, is that?
And do we have to coordinate anything with the village about all the other things that are going on?
This was isolated down there.
Yeah.
It's true, yeah. I'm just thinking even if it was overflow parking, if then there's like a shuttle or the trolley that could pick people up and take them to the other areas, like for the hayride or what have you.
But that
And I know
area
last
has
week
never
we
been
didn't go
committed.
Yeah.
Any of
About
that.
that.
it's really just because there's less parking. You can't park behind the post office now and park before.
Yeah.
So there's,
I get the parking issue. Everybody gets that. But as far as that specific lot for these events. I think we have kind of separate issues.
The only question would be.
Yeah, the weekday, I don't know, I'm less inclined to do the
For those again?
Friday, there's the Fridays and Mondays.
That's like lunchtime, and then there's a Monday, 10 a.m. to 4. Full day.
Is that every week?
And I didn't check if this is just weekends, just like Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, yeah, it's like every weekend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekends.
I could put this in a better table.
Yeah, I know. It's not really.
But Dan, you're saying they would enter into the HHV lot?
They
and-
can.
And then go into the east parcel.
Mhm.
They wouldn't have to go down through the old gate area.
Correct.
I think that's something, you said they could, I think that's a must.
Sure.
Yeah, especially.
There are spots.
Okay,
Yeah,
now that-
there's a,
Right into
yeah.
the old, their lot. There's another driveway that goes into the parcel.
what is,
Showing here.
Here's parcel, that's it.
Are you saying park here?
so I
Is this
think
his
also,
parcel? Yeah. No,
and correct me if I'm wrong, but in
Oh,
previous years, it was
Over here.
still an entrance over here, right?
Yeah,
So if people are coming in and out,
Of
they would, I don't know,
Sure.
this feels messier to have people
coming
going
in and out of
that.
Continental Street, you'd have to come all the way down
Yeah,
to what's now a T intersection.
yeah,
Go out and around and into the lot that way.
okay,
Alternatively, there's, I don't know if you can see it on this picture, but there's a,
yeah, no, I know about
they
their
can
cut
come
through.
in, the two
Yeah,
lots
yeah,
are
yeah.
connected, so they can just come right in.
So can
without
we
having-
ask them to only use the cut through and
Yeah.
then, I mean, maybe if it gets crazy, they could exit
Sure.
through that, but I think no entry.
yeah.
Stop.
Right, well, I mean, they're gonna have to, Pro Park's gonna have to monitor it somehow to make sure.
Mercedes?
They do put signs up, that's one of the things I go over with them, to make sure. No, it usually is a iterative process of.
Is everybody good with this, with
Yeah,
Dan having oversight to assure that everything goes well?
no entering in the gated thing.
If we have bad traffic in October, we'll find you there.
Yeah.
I'll go back and like I said, we typically we'll have a meeting, with HHV and their parking staff, to just get a general sense of head count, timing and things like that. So if there's anything else that does come up, we'll certainly address it before October.
They're better off having a one-way flow anyway, because when it got super crowded last year, nobody could get in or out of the lot because it was like gridlock. So they're gonna and if they didn't think of themselves, they should think.
Sure.
All right, good. So you'll work with them, Dan. Let us know if anything becomes complicated.
Okay. And that is pretty much everything I have.
Dan, is this sent around in like a more readable format somewhere?
Yeah, it's a PDF and I can send it as an Excel, native Excel.
Either is fine. I
PDF.
didn't see it in the attachment.
Oh, sorry, you know what? I don't think I sent this yet. I'll follow up after the meeting. It's got the photos and stuff.
Yeah.
There is a water access valve type thing
Tried.
right outside Historic Hudson Valley's overflow gate that is on our side that seems to be constantly leaking.
I think that's there.
I think it's there. Because I believe we've gone over this with Kevin Smith before.
Okay.
And I don't think it's anything to do with us.
Are they gonna repair? Isn't it our water that's
It's
this?
there. It's service. Works out. I think it's there. It's not our main.
Are they paying for the?
Yeah.
But we shouldn't waste water.
How did you see that?
Just walking my dog.
Interesting.
She started drinking something on the ground.
Yeah, yeah, she suddenly, there was a geyser.
Ooh, fresh water.
All right, any old business or new business? We are gonna go into exec, discuss, some contract negotiations and legal matters, but,
Can I ask one question?
yeah. He has any old business or?
I was gonna ask about grass. Plants folder.
And there again,
If there's no old business or new business,
I have some old business.
old, yeah, we'll do that after this.
Um, you mentioned the grass mix. What's the status on areas that were planted with a sustainable focused meadow mix?
yeah, the contractor hasn't made a formal submittal on anything.
Okay,
They did share, but for like the roadside mix.
yeah,
That's like a low, I guess, not a no-mow, but a low maintenance kind of roadside mix.
okay,
The area, I know I proposed a couple of, or I suggested a few different mixes for like a wildflower mix.
yeah,
I also discussed with Matarone
yeah,
for the future field
Yeah.
area, if they wanted something that could be more usable as
Yeah.
like an open field and
Yeah.
just like the meadow.
yeah.
He also proposed just to kind of seed
Just asked him to send it out.
lawn mix than
Okay.
like a roadside.
Yeah.
There's some options.
Okay.
The contractor, is not gonna do any of that seeding
Okay.
until the summer, the heat of the summer is over. So
Okay.
probably September, maybe,
Okay.
when, they would look towards doing that.
So I know the roadside mix, I think that's the one you sent, that does not seem to be some sort of like native plant type mix. We really want to put something there that is pollinator pathway friendly type, because then we get points for climate smart communities.
Right, no, I understand that, and
You might need to push them on that because it might not be something they normally do, but we really want something that is.
right, but so, well, yes, and so when they get to the point of actually submitting.
Yeah,
You know, their, seed mixes.
yeah,
Or that, whenever that formal submittal comes in.
yeah,
We can, you know, we'll share it, pass it around and make sure
Okay.
it's something that.
okay. We can check with Sustainable Sleepy Hollow. Yeah, okay.
That's SSH.
Yeah.
Who is that? Is that committee or?
Yeah, it's a pretty well run. They meet a lot often. I think there's co-president Suzanne Jones is the leads. I think that's yeah, they are. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, because they combine the climate smart communities, and you get points for doing certain actions that improve pedestrian safety, water retention, like that type of thing. And this would qualify for some. And we need.
Get
we
for
need
these
more.
points.
The village has set a goal to achieve a certain point amount every year, as well as if you get certain level, you get like silver award, bronze, whatever, and then I think you can qualify for more grants or something. It's
Okay.
advantageous, yeah.
I think I did also pass around there's two separate worksheets, the complete streets and the sustainable.
Yes,
So
you
that
did.
show for this project, and I have them for each project
Okay,
as well. So
okay.
we're meeting the minimum, or exceeding the minimum rather.
Yeah, yeah,
On both the pedestrian safety and sustainability.
yeah, okay. And I think
Okay.
the village will get credit for that activity, yeah.
Like we have, opportunity.
Yeah.
They're in the loop. and-
Yeah. Get some-
Okay, when's our next meeting, John?
Number 8.
September 8th, all right. One more call for any comments for the public hearing? Not hearing any, could I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close the public hearing?
Seconded.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, and with that, can I get a motion to go to That's,
Under the resolution.
oh, yeah, sorry. So who's gonna read the resolution?
The whole thing?
I feel like I already, so as, you don't have to read it word for word as long as we.
What do we have
are
to do,
clear on
Justin?
what we're voting.
Yeah, I would suggest that the heading in capital letters be read and a motion made. And then if you have any questions or like a quick rundown on what the resolution does, I can provide that for you.
Okay, I'll read it. Resolution of the Sleepy Hollow Local Development Corporation, the corporation authorizing one, the undertaking of a certain project as more particularly described herein for the benefit of FFAH CAA LLC, the borrower. Two, the issuance of the Sleepy Hollow Local Development Corporation's tax exempt and or taxable revenue bond series 2025 FFAH CAA LLC project in one or more series, and the aggregate principal amount not to exceed 110 million, the bonds. Three, the adoption of findings pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQRA, and the execution and delivery of related documents.
Great, thank you. Any questions?
Justin, do you want to summarize it anymore or is that sufficient?
That should be fine. Generally, this is the final authorization along the way for the LDC to issue the bonds for the project. Just as a quick aside, they did get their preliminary HUD approval in the last week. And based upon the approved rentals for the facility, the bond sizing will most likely be closer to 90 to 95 million, just as a heads up. But the 110 number was used for a safe cushion in the event that it priced a little bit differently.
Did they take possession of the rest of that property?
Yeah, they're buying the whole because the existing owner didn't get the level of support from the village and elsewhere that would allow a subdivision. So the buyer's acquiring the whole thing.
Got it. Okay, did we get a motion?
Seconded? I'll second it.
Sounds good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Passes.
Thanks, folks.
Sweet.
And now, I can't remember now, did I ask for a motion to go into exec?
Motion to go into executive session to discuss contract negotiations.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.